All right, guys, we're going to continue with the Immortal Hulk issue number 12. Well, we're going to continue, right? There is some things. Okay, first of all, I mentioned it many times before. This is what I hate. It's going to be probably in every Immortal Hulk comic. Waste of pages. We've seen this in the latest couple of issues, I believe, too. There's some new pages, there's some old pages, just rehashing and reusing old images. I think that's lazy. It's not good at all, but hey. Remember this guy? No? Well, me neither. Anyway, so we see basically something that happened in the past. It's been retold a couple of times. Also, it brings also some new light about Brian. That's his father, right? He comes home and he trips on some Lego, I believe, on some bricks. And he really hates Bruce, right? And he looks at the box because he's, building stuff. Of course it is. Science City Gamma. Make a world of your own with real electronics ages 12 and up. 12 and up. An educational toy too complex for a child twice your age. And the instructions are still in the box. You think I'm a fool, hey? Do you honestly think I don't know? So the mother says, Brian, please, he's your son. I know exactly what he is. Now look what you've done. Look what you have done to your mother. Before you, she was happy. She was alive. Before you, you damn disgusting little monster. All right, and Bruce is all scared. So yeah, Brian's terrorizing his son probably on a daily basis, right? I'm going to my study. You break all this nonsense apart, do you hear me? And then, Mommy, do as your father says, dear. I have to go and think about things. So he grabs the glass, and then he's, we've seen some release of anger, and he wants to smash a lot of things. So here in Hell, Hulk is gone and reverting a little bit of his old self, right? So this reporter wants to get away, but then he says, "Don't look him in the eye. Look him in the eye. All right, Dad, because it's you." That's probably not a really good idea. I mean, the Hulk plenty of times smashed people away that try to go near him, but then I don't know. She makes. So she connecting with them, right? And the Hulk has somehow a breakdown, right? And we've seen him sad before. We've seen him cry before, like the incident that, his girlfriend, Jarella, that died. And it was genuine emotions. You really feel it. Him here crying because he's being bullied or that he's in pain doesn't make sense to me at all. Especially towards a woman that he doesn't know at all, right? And then she says, hey, can I speak to the Devil Hulk? The reigning persona, right? And then she says, exactly how long have you been in charge? He says, what are you talking about? Don't play dumb. Banner has a dissociative identity disorder. It's an established fact. He might be the most famous case in the world. And you're one of his multiple personalities, his alters, if you like that term. I don't. You're a part of a system, except these days you've been seen to running it. Somebody had to. But not in the day. That's Banner's time. Yeah, where is he now? I don't know, but I got a pretty strong hunch. Let's get moving. All right, ads. So again, a lot of reuses of, art that we have seen, only with different text about, the evils in the world, right? Still, I think this is lazy. I don't like this at all. And then we see Brian Banner. You have to understand, Bruce, I was still a young man, and your mother, she had once loved me very dearly. Can you understand what it was like for me to be loved? Your grandfather, there was no love in that house. I grew up knowing I was unworthy of it. I never could tell Rebecca. That's why I didn't want children. I thought it might break some spell. Of course, that spell broke anyway, didn't it? But still, I was loved and respected, a rising star in the field of radiation research. Gamma radiations. You see now? You see how I knew what you were? So, I didn't know Brian, his dad, was actually a scientist, also in the gamma research, right? So he thought that the theory was simple. There were times when gamma radiation behaved unpredictably. Outlier results, minor anomalies, that's all it was back then. I thought there was a secret here. That gamma might sometimes act not as a wave or a particle, but as some unknown third form. What form? What would that be? The department head was skeptical but intrigued. The hypothesis was daring, the early results promising. So promising that one day I stayed long past my regular hours, late into the night. And sometimes, in the darkness, exhausted from searching for a great secret, I closed my eyes for a moment. You saw that something was searching for me. So he woke up. Next morning, I told the department heads they were right. It was nonsense. The respect they had for me never quite returned. I told myself it was only a dream, but of course he meant nothing. Dreams are binding, and I've seen what I've seen. A grotesque presence glimpsed through a crack in the door, a nightmare cellar world underneath the floorboards of everything. I have seen its terrible eye, and now nothing could ever be the same. Everything's changed. Brian, you're back? Rebecca, where's the champagne? I was going to call you at work, but I wanted to be a surprise. I'm pregnant, Brian. And I was damned. Okay. All right. I like that. That, he was not, well, he was maybe a bad guy, but not, a monster, back in the day. 9 months later, you were born, a difficult birth. You were all but torn from the womb. Rebecca nearly died. It didn't matter. I've been replaced. You took the love I had from me. You did that, Bruce. You, well, I'm not sure. You, and then you killed me, your own father, and you at your mother's grave in cold blood. No, it wasn't you, Bruce. I have to remember that. It was the monster who cast me down to hell. Yeah, so this was the part that he came back somehow in monstrous form. I believe the Avengers was there too. And, and even Rick Jones in his gamma, I don't know, Blue Beetle form. I'm not sure what he was. And he expelled him back. The monster killed me again, sent me to a far lower hell, a farther hell, a lower deep, where the thing from my dream was waiting for me, here below everything, creation's secret reflection, faster than we can see or know. It can only influence our world, you see, the world directly, and needs a host personality, a soul it can speak and act through. It had me for that. Look at this grin. But now it has you, my immortal son, heavy with the secret third form of light. You can bring a world to it, through the hole you tore with your bomb, the green door you opened, and you can set me free. Now, so we have some biblical nonsense here. Well, it's not really nonsense, but maybe some Old Testament thing. The sun risen, high noon in hell, he is coming. So we also crush a Creel and Puck, and then the things start to speak. As one of God's angels, Satan is given permission to test Job, God's most pious servant, a test that scores him down to the soul. Job demands an answer from God. He demands to know why he was hurt so much. Eventually, God responded, but he doesn't speak in human terms. The 9th century philosopher Anna King Fritz likewise speaks of Satan as an angel of God. In her writing, he is a gifter of souls, an accuser, the accuser who brings judgment of all who fall short, the angel of wrath. Now, this doesn't look really, creepy or like a devil. It looks like a blob, a cloud, right? So, yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. So, the reporter says, basically we have Rick Jones and her dad behind her. We're too late. How can we fight that? How can we fight that? It's the end. That creep, he's not the end of the world, McGee. How do you know? Because that's who I am. All right, so that makes me wonder who this personality of the Hulk is, right? Is he a new persona? Is he really the Devil Hulk? And is he in cahoots with this guy, or has he his own agenda? I don't know. So, what do I think about this? I like the hell aspect. It's not the first time that the Hulk went to hell. For this video's sake, I got this. So this was Mr. Fix-It, the Grey Hulk. He went into hell and fought a being called Kloot. I believe that's how you say it. Kloot. This is not Kloot, by the way. It's just a minor demon, right? So I wonder if Clute actually comes back in this series or not, and if you have any significance. I like, the different aspects of layers of hell, but mostly what I like the most is the father of Bruce. We see more of his backstory, right? Which is interesting. We know where his anger comes from when Bruce was younger. Talking about Bruce, what I don't like is the constant crying of this persona. I'm not sure if this is an act of that he's actually doing that. It doesn't make sense in the context of this whole book. Well, in this particular instance, right? So yeah, that's that. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. See you next time. Bye-bye.